Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joe, your favorite person. Sorry guys, this is supposed to have been like my first live stream. Unfortunately, the encoding software completely crashed the antiquated systems that I'm using. I'm sorry. So we're just going to have to do this as a basic recording, shoot from the hip, my normal way of doing videos. But anyway, we're just going to jump right on up into it. Right off the bat, a couple of disclaimers. Number one, get your oven mitts on your hands, okay? Because the video we're doing today is my first response video, so woo, yay! But anyway, I found this video in one of the Facebook groups that I'm a member of because one of the few I'm actually active in because, well, it's fun. And this video posted by a cat named Joey Rocha or Roca, however he pronounces it, posted a video that was so cringe-inducing that it was just perfect for a video response. So that's what we're doing today. And but yeah, the first disclaimer: put on your oven mitts because the stupid is seriously you need some protection, alright? Because you're going to be face palming yourself into next week. Just from the stupid coming out of this guy's mouth. And then, second disclaimer, if you have issues with strong language, this may not be the video for you because I'm going to try to watch my language, I really am. But I'm willing to bet that pretty soon, once we start the video, that I'm gonna be dropping the F-bomb like a frickin' comma. Okay, so but anyway, having said that, let's get into this.
It's Joey Rocha for another episode of Flat Earth Live. Today in this show, I'm going to be discussing something that's very simple, but a lot of people aren't aware of it. And the simplicity of it is that we are living on a flat surface. So we're living on a flat Earth. Hey Jerry, how's it going? Jerry, do me a favor.
No, we're not.
Ricardo, do me a favor. Share this in a few different Facebook truth groups for me while it's live. I'm going to go into detail about how we prove that we're living not only on a flat, motionless Earth, but a dome encapsulated Earth. And the science of lightning, or the after effect of lightning, which
there is absolutely zero evidence for the existence of a dome over our heads. Duh. And by the way, the reason I'm playing it like this is because y'all, if you watch any of my videos, you know that I suck at editing. I just don't have the patience for it. And now eventually I will learn how to edit my videos so that I can do like a dual screen kind of deal where I can play the video I'm responding to and me at the same time, or on the screen at the same time. So the reason I'm doing it this way and just letting it play is that I don't want anyone to be able to, go back and say that I misrepresented what the guy said or, took out of context what he was saying. So you're going to be hearing it the same time I am, the same words I'm hearing, and that way, everything's up and above board. Alright? Cool.
this thunder proves 100% that we are living in an encapsulated dome.
No, we're not.
100%. And I'm going to get into the science of it. If you guys could help me out, tag a few friends. Long time no see, says Ricardo. Well, guess why, Ricardo? My ban for 60 days is finally up. They kept on extending it and extending it. Now I'm back. So do me a favor, guys. Share this. I'm going to take a few minutes, just 1 or 2 minutes, to share this.
Well, hurry the hell up. We ain't got all day, fool.
A couple of friends as well.
Jeez,
that'd be great. And then I'm going to get started right away, I promise, okay? So let's go ahead and get this, with no further ado. I'm going to tag some friends and share this.
Well, he obviously right off the bat, you don't know what no further ado means.
For waiting and for tagging friends.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Bubby. Come on. Come on, you do the pretty.
So let's get into it.
Oh, fine.
Lightning. The science of lightning. Lightning, most people think that lightning strikes down. The reason why I'm talking about lightning is this. I'm going to prove today in this video that lightning doesn't strike down.
Yes, it does.
Clouds. Lightning actually goes up, originating from the earth itself.
Sometimes.
Shooting upwards all the way to the dome. And that noise that we hear,
there is no dome.
Thunder, it's just a noise. We just call that noise thunder. But what that noise that we call thunder actually is, the science of it, is the lightning going up, hitting the dome, reverberating back as a localized...
No. The science of thunder is two different localized areas of, or localized areas of different air pressures meeting and slamming into each other. When that happens, a sonic boom is created. That's the science of I know second graders that understand this concept better than you do.
Or, don't worry, I'm going to get into the proofs of it. And I'm going to get into what traditional science says, too. By the way, traditional science says that lightning shoots up. So if you think that I'm...
Okay, for two things. Number one, stop saying traditional science. That's annoying. It's just science. Not traditional science. It's science. Dumbass. And number two, yes, lightning does strike from ground to cloud. Sometimes. However, and you apparently don't get this, that particular phenomena is fairly rare compared to cloud to ground lightning strikes, which are far more common.
Wrong on that first part as far as science is concerned. You're wrong if you think the opposite. I used to think that lightning struck down too from the clouds.
It does.
And then I realized, because I learned, that even traditional science teaches that here's the way lightning works in a nutshell.
Stop saying traditional
you have
science.
Upward leaders and downward leaders. The upward leaders are coming from Earth. And when these dark rain clouds come over Earth, they send down downward leaders. When those two make a connection, they're invisible to our human eye. When they make a connection, when they cross paths, there's a noise in the air. There's an invisible tube that's created, and it allows Earth's electrostatic energy to shot upwards in a tree-like protrusion, eventually hitting the dome and coming back as a localized...
Okay, except for that dome nonsense at the end, your description is fairly accurate enough at the moment for me to let it slide. There's some pretty significant details you are leaving out because they don't support your narrative, or you're just too stupid to understand them or know about them with your learning. But I'm gonna let it slide for right now. May come back to it later.
On that, I'll go into detail on how we can prove that the dome is made out of crystalline substance, which is blue glass. I'll get into that. And I'll explain how perlite, which is the byproduct of obsidian, which is blue glass, is what we call comets and shooting stars and much, much more. So, I'm giving you the basics on it, but I'm going to go into detail and prove it so you can look it up yourself. I'll give you the science, the purity.
I don't think you realize how uncommon blue obsidian is.
Everything, and you will find out that it's absolutely right. So if you're a hardcore, advanced level dome subscriber, you're going to want to tune into this. Let me share this a couple more times, guys, and then we'll get straight into it. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, Steven says, I thought you couldn't go live. Well, Steven, there's ways around things, and I got around it. I have friends in low places and high places, and some friends made me IP addresses in different countries and all kinds of different stuff to help me go live again. So it's...
Well, that is just awesome. Kudos on telling everyone that you completely disregard both Facebook's and YouTube's terms of service and blatantly just disregard them like they don't matter. They don't apply to you. That is just freaking awesome. Now, the rules of the group that we both belong to, the group that I'm pulling this video from, they don't permit me to report you. However, I'm pretty sure that once this video is posted, others in the group who don't give a damn will report you, or hey, maybe something that the admins and the moderators may want to look into. You know, they may want to look into and decide if violating Facebook's terms of service also violates group rules. Denny, Roberto, other mods and admins, maybe something for you guys to check out.
Thanks due to all my friends, and I'm still here. Thank God. Thank God, because I promote truth shamelessly.
You wouldn't know the truth if it walked up and kicked you in the ass.
I promote truth in the face of adversity. And the reason why I do it, and the reason why all of us do it, like Dean Marble and Nathan Thompson and Patricia Steer and Joe Hill and John Foss and Ricardo and Jerry and everybody, the reason why we do it
Well, thank you for that concise list of people on YouTube and Facebook that have no clue how the hell reality works.
Day in and day out is because we need everybody else to realize these truths. We're not trying to look smarter than anybody.
You're not.
We're not smarter than anybody.
You're not.
Nobody's smarter than any one person. We're all geniuses. The thing that we...
You have to have an above average IQ just to get into the same realm as hoping to be a genius someday. That is not a problem you're going to have to suffer from. I'm pretty certain of that.
We have to realize is that together we win. United as one people, we win. So we're trying to get this truth out to everybody who will listen. So, no further ado, let's just get right into it.
Again, he doesn't know what further ado means. We're waiting. Dead air. We're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting.
We know the Earth is flat, proven by science. How? Well, Kansas is flatter than an IHOP pancake, so is Florida.
There is absolutely no science or field of science anywhere that even supports the idea that the Earth is flat, much less proves it's flat. In fact, every applicable field of science demonstrably falsifies the concept of a flat Earth. Dummy.
The Bedford level experiment, and much, much more.
Bullshit. Rowbotham's Bedford level experiment has been repeatedly and categorically debunked using proper scientific methodology ever since, and I do mean within weeks of his publishing it in his book Zetetic Astronomy 140 something years ago.
Those are all peer reviewed. We know the Earth is motion. How do we know this? Well, the Michelson-Morley interferometer.
You say peer review like it's something you understand. That's so cute.
Experiment, Airy's failure, plus just practically thinking, if you put a helicopter above...
Okay. One, the Michelson-Morley experiment and Airy's failure experiment had nothing to do with the motion of the Earth around the Sun or the spin of the Earth, the rotation. They had nothing to do with that.
Your head, and it hovered above you for 12 hours. Well, by proxy of Earth's rotation alone, by the time the helicopter landed down, it would end up in a differing landmass. But
That's not... That's not how this works, you human donkey punch. No. See, the helicopter is moving at the same speed as the planet. Even when it rises, it's still moving at the same speed. She's so dumb.
Why is that? Well, Michelson-Morley's interferometer experiment and Airy's failure experiment, both peer-reviewed, explain to you why.
Okay, again with the Michelson-Morley nonsense. The Michelson-Morley experiment was done back in the 1880s, I think. What it was attempting to do was to see if it could detect the existence of the ether. Now, scientists at the time thought that since sound needs a medium in which to propagate, and by that I mean it needs sound waves need something to ride on, whether it be air, water, solid, doesn't matter. That light needed a medium in which to propagate through. That light, like sound, needed something to ride on. Now, what these experiments were intended to detect was this ether, because that was what scientists called this medium they thought light had to have. Now, both the Michelson-Morley experiment and Airy's failure, which is a separate experiment, both completely failed to detect the existence of this ether. Completely. Subsequent experiments over the next, I don't know, something like, I think the last one I could find any evidence on was done back in the 80s to try to detect this ether. Did not detect it at all. There is no such thing as an ether surrounding the planet. It had nothing to do with the planet's spin, rotation, had nothing to do with the planet's motion around the sun, or anything like that. Gah! And this is something that irritates the hell out of me, because flat earthers love to quote this. And y'all are wrong every damn time. It is amazing to me that y'all still quote this nonsense when you have been absolutely refuted at every turn. Dude, you get no points for originality or creativity at all.
We're flat, we're motionless, and everything else that's above our head is moving and going in a circular orbit around.
Okay, the sun circling around our head nonsense has been repeatedly debunked and shown to be absolutely impossible, and you damn well know it. You are being deliberately dishonest and very disingenuous.
Our head. So that's really easy to know. Now, how do we prove the last part?
You can't.
The Earth is flat.
Doesn't exist.
The Earth is motionless.
It's not.
And the Earth also is dome encapsulated.
It's not.
Well, that's what they say, right? Dome encapsulated. That's what all the ancient ancestors said since the beginning of time. So all of us...
Your ancient ancestors also said that trympaning, look it up, was a great way to relieve stress, that the stars were anthropomorphic deities, that the earth traveled through the cosmos on the back of a turtle, and that beating your slave to death was perfectly fine as long as the slave lived a couple of days before dying. Idiot.
Flat earthers in this movement, we're quoting our ancient ancestors saying they said it was flat, they said it was motionless, but we keep on leaving out the dome.
That's not how knowledge works.
We don't think we have enough proof, enough evidence.
You have none.
But we do. We have 100% substantiated, peer-reviewed evidence. So I'm going to tell you that.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Peer review does not mean an echo chamber in which everyone says you came up with a good, idea. This is a great idea. We have no way to substantiate it, but it's a great idea. Oh, good for you. Go play. No, that's not how this works. Peer reviewed means you submit your ideas, your conclusions, if you will, to the greater scientific community, and then the greater scientific community does their level best to absolutely falsify your conclusions. Now, if they cannot falsify it, your ideas are accepted until they can be falsified. They are repeatedly tested by the greater community. Okay? If they are falsified, they are automatically thrown out without exception. That's how peer review works.
Evidence right now. Okay. Lightning, according to traditional science, strikes up.
Stop saying traditional science. It's just science. Fuck, that's annoying.
It doesn't strike down.
Yes, it does.
A lot of people think that. You see it in cartoons, so you believe it to be true.
You see it in reality.
It's true too. You can go to any science teacher that teaches this subject and they'll say, oh yeah, lightning strikes up.
Sometimes.
There's cloud-to-cloud lightning. Those are sprites. But the actual lightning that we see that causes thunder...
I wasn't actually going to say anything about this, but his cloud-to-cloud lightning, what he calls sprites, he's attributing lightning from cloud to cloud to basically a mythological being that was full of light. He doesn't actually think it's lightning. I'm really curious to see... I'd love to find out what the hell he thinks ball lightning is, because that would be funny.
Which is what I'm talking about in today's show. Lightning is another name for plasma. So, this energy, this electro...
No! You... moron, no. Lightning and plasma are not synonyms, you idiot.
Static energy that's being shot upwards into the air is caused from Earth's own electrostatic energy. So think about it like this. You rub your feet on the carpet, right? You're creating that electrostatic energy. You touch your finger to a doorknob, what happens? You get a zap or a shock. How else can you get a zap or a shock unless you come into a solid, until your finger or your hand comes into close contact with something solid, right? It cannot. It needs that metal doorknob to conduct.
Seriously, dude, how can you get so many simple concepts wrong in only 7 minutes. I'm not even a quarter of the way through this shit show yet. You don't need metal to discharge static electricity you built up by sliding your socked foot across carpet, dumbass. All you need to do is build up enough negative charge in your sock. It doesn't take much or take that long either. All you need to do is build up enough negative charge, and before touching literally any solid object that has a higher positive potential charge than your socked foot. It does not need to be metal. Metal's just a really, really good conductor of electricity, but it does not need to be metal. It only needs to be a solid object.
So what is occurring whenever lightning strikes? Well, according to traditional science, they say...
Stop saying traditional science.
Strikes up. Remember, lightning does strike up, so I'm not
sometimes
controversial whatsoever, according to...
Controversial? No. Willfully ignorant and deliberately disingenuous? Hell yes.
Traditional science when I claim this. So, the difference is they claim as lightning strikes upward, originating from the ground, just like I said, that eventually as it gets higher into the atmosphere, it eventually expands and blows up like a firework. So,
hyperbole much? Even in reality, ground to cloud lightning doesn't do that.
So that's why we get the delayed word. That's what they say. But that's impossible. Because it can't...
Lightning and thunder are independent phenomena.
Be duplicated here on Earth. If you rub your feet on the floor and you create that electrostatic charge, you can't make it come out or zap unless you touch a metal doorknob or...
Why do I get the feeling that you're really upset that you don't have cool dark Jedi mind powers? That's what it sounds like to me. That's the impression I'm getting here.
Some type of solid object. So since it can't be duplicated here on Earth, their explanation...
Can't be duplicated or... Motherfucker, have you ever heard of or even seen a Tesla coil? Seriously? I mean... Fuck my life.
For how lightning explodes by expanding is not provable. What is provable? It's provable by by super slow-mo HD, super slow-mo HD quality videos. That lightning, as it goes up, it continues to go up way past the clouds and eventually goes out of our spectrum of vision.
Dude. Oh my god. The visual acuity of the human eye, assuming the person has 20/20 vision, can detect and focus on groups of photons at the nanometer scale. Why in the hell would you claim that the eye could not see a big-ass conglomeration of photons the size of a lightning bolt, even if your impossible dome actually existed? You're so stupid. Oh my god, for fuck's sake, the average human eye can resolve a light source from tens of thousands of light years away, but somehow can't see lightning hitting a dome that is at most 3,000 kilometers away? I'm not going to switch. I'm not going to change that over to imperial. Just do it yourself. I mean, at most 3,000 at most. Idiot.
It's hitting the dome and it's coming back as a localized core.
No, it's not.
That's what all of our ancient ancestors believe.
That's not how knowledge works.
Proves. But is that all I got? No. I'm just starting. Okay, I'm just starting, so stick with me. That's just something for you to realize that, there has to be something solid and vast above our head.
I'm sure a lot of people look at you and go, duh, a lot.
Etc., etc. It just means that there's something solid and vast above our head. Look, either space is infinite or it's encapsulated. So either NASA's right and it's infinite, or our ancestors were right and it's encapsulated. Okay, I know that's a scarecrow tactic, but...
It's not scarecrow, you walking donkey punch. It's straw man. Fuck my life. You can't even get your damn logical fallacies straight.
Still, you have to think about that. Now let's get into some really, really, really good proofs about.
You haven't given us any bad ones
yet. We know there's something solid above our head, right? Okay, great. What do we think it's made out of? Well, you cannot reproduce a rainbow indoors. Absolutely cannot, without the use of a prism of some sort.
Bullshit. With the right light source, the correct wattage, and a misting machine, you can create rainbows inside all day long.
Outdoors, there is no need whatsoever for a prism. You can turn on a sprinkler outside, you can watch a waterfall outside, it can be raining outside. You will see a rainbow. However, indoors, the only way that you can create a rainbow, duplicate it, is with...
That's because water droplets and a prism are doing the exact same thing. They are breaking up a light beam into its component colors. You idiot.
The prism. So, whatever's solid and vast above our head, proven by the noise or reverberation echo sound of thunder from lightning's...
You obviously don't know how echoes work.
...must be crystalline. Well, let's look into some more clues. The sky, or air, that we look at, and water.
Okay, time out. You just said that the material the dome in which the dome is composed doesn't matter, that it's irrelevant. Now, because you need it to be made of something, the composition is very relevant, so that, so that you can, you need some way to support your confirmation bias and justify your delusions. Internal consistency, dude. Seriously. I know that's not a big thing for flat earthers, conspiracy theorists, or woo peddlers, but it's a thing. Internal consistency.
Oceans and seas that we look at are both clear, correct? Air is clear that we're looking at right now, and water's clear. But if you put, and so is the ozone layer. The ozone layer is clear, but they're all blue during the day.
I'm a little confused why you decided to single out the ozone layer. The ozone layer is part of the atmosphere. It's a very thin layer of the atmosphere, to be more precise, and it's going to have the same color as the rest of the atmosphere. It's not its own separate entity. It's a part of the atmosphere.
Why are they blue? Well, you hear traditional science's reason.
They're blue because light hitting the atmosphere scatters the blue light everywhere. So we see the blue. But it's not always blue. Depending on what time of day it is, dusk or dawn, the sky will be orange or red or yellow or some variation thereof. Because those are the colors that are being scattered away from our eyes with sunlight hitting our eyes at that angle, or hitting the atmosphere, at that angle.
Or you can hear the real answer. So the reason why the sky is blue, water is blue, and the ozone layer, which is a gaseous layer, are all blue, is because the dome that we're encapsulated in is made out of blue glass. Don't worry, I'll get to how it's made, where it comes from, and everything, but just stick with me. It's made out of blue glass. So if you put water into a blue glass, a red glass...
Blue glass? What the fuck? Okay, a couple of points, and I fully accept the fact that you have not thought about these at all because, well, you're too batshit insane to have thought about it. But this is what I need you to ask yourself. If there is a dome, we know there's not, but if there was, and it was blue, why would we have different density gradients as we move in altitude, as we move up in the sky in altitude? The higher you get, the thinner the air gets, the less blue the air gets. Seriously, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner, less blue, and less blue. If you had a blue glass dome, seriously, if you had a blue glass dome, okay, follow me here, because I know I'm going to lose you, because I'm using first grade fucking logic here. If you had a glass dome, the density gradient of the atmosphere would be impossible. The density of the air would be the same at ground level as at the dome. Okay? The decreasing density of the atmosphere is impossible under a dome. It's just impossible. Seriously. And if there was a blue glass dome there, then why does the refractive index of the sunlight coming through the atmosphere change? Because it does. You see this with your own two eyes. Okay? Everybody does. Observable reality. Or at least the reality that fucking normal people live in. Alright? The mentally subnormal, probably not so much. But the rest of us, yes. Okay? As the sun gets higher, the color changes. That would not be possible if there was a blue glass dome above us. The light would change. The color of the hue of the blue glass would change. It's not what we see. No one sees. And something else. If there was a blue glass dome above us, as sunlight comes through the blue glass, it would put a blue tinge on everything below it. That's what we see in reality. You would be blue, I would be blue, the shirt would be completely blue, everything would be blue. Everything would be blue. Oh my God, you're one of those motherfuckers that needs to be choked until you turn blue. Maybe then you will understand this concept.
Orange glass, green glass, it doesn't matter. It'll take on the hue of that color.
I just said that.
So the reason why the sky is blue, the reason why water's blue, and the reason why the ozone layer is blue during the day is because it's taking on the hue of the...
But nothing else is. And furthermore, the sky is not always blue, and water is never blue. But I'll come back to that in a different video.
Blue obsidian dome. What proof do we have besides what I've given so far?
You have none.
That the dome is made of glass and blue obsidian. I've given you some strong evidence.
No, you haven't.
Some strong peer-reviewed facts about
No, you haven't.
But let's get to the biggest one. Shooting stars and comets.
Oh, hell no. I do not have the strength for that in this video. I'm sorry. I cannot deal with that today. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Again, I'm sorry I couldn't do the live stream. There were some technical issues. I'm hoping to actually, do the next video as a live stream. But anyway, thank y'all very much for hanging out. Thank y'all for watching the video. I appreciate it. I got nothing but love for you guys. If you would, like, leave a comment, subscribe, and let's talk about it. Thank you, guys. Mwah. Bye.